In today's video, we will be breaking down the third habit, put first things first, from the book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Steven Covey. This is part 3 of the video series for this book, so if you haven't already checked the 2 previous habits, you can find it at the description below. Habits 1 and 2 provided us our sense of control and clarity in our lives. Habit 3 challenges you to put that into practice. By the end of this video, you will have the best time and energy management tool you can apply in your life. Let's get right on it with a very famous demonstration of what life is all about. Imagine your life as this empty jar. Within this jar, you will place rocks, pebbles, sand, and water to fill it up. After all, we want a fulfilling life, right? So, what would be the first thing you will put in it? If you put water first, then sand, then pebbles, then it would probably be hard to fit in the rocks after. Now, if you put the rocks first, then the pebbles, and then followed by the sand, you will have filled the jar and still have enough room for the water. This demonstration has been inspired by the third habit, put first things first. However, the real essence of this habit lies on how much time we spend on the important things. Steven Covey has shared in his book, The Time Management Matrix, to identify how we spend most of our time and energy. The things we do can be categorized under 4 quadrants labeled with important or not important and urgent or not urgent. Quadrant 1 are important and urgent things such as crisis and problems. Quadrant 3 activities are not important but urgent things such as interruptions. Quadrant 4 activities are not important and not urgent things such as time wasters. Quadrant 2 activities are important but not urgent such as self-development, planning, and proactively working on your health, wealth, and relationships. If you think about it, we all have these quadrant 2 activities in the back of our minds and we often neglect it because it is not urgent. We often focus most of our time on quadrant 1 and 3 activities, reacting on urgencies of other people and outside circumstances. Because of this, we often find comfort in quadrant 4 activities such as social media and TV. By the end of the day, we don't really have enough time and energy to deal with what's really important for us. When I was working on the field in construction projects as project coordinator, I often deal with these issues that come up on site on a regular basis. After 3 years, I found myself hating my job as I never really dealt with the preventive measures which falls to quadrant 2 activities. This led me to both emotional and physical exhaustion that I spent the rest of my time on quick stress release activities such as sleeping extensively, Netflix, and social media. Habit 3, put first things first, is all about focusing our time and energy on quadrant 2 activities. How are you liking this video so far? It would really mean a lot if you hit that like button and leave a comment below. It helps me grow the channel so I can improve my videos. After all, we always strive to make it better. So how do we actually practice this habit? First and foremost, we have to assess how we are spending most of our time. If you have a weekly schedule in place, we can start identifying most of our tasks and place it in one of the quadrants. This simple practice alone is already applying this habit, and the sense of clarity it brings will provide us an awareness on how we can focus on quadrant 2 activities. We can then adjust our existing weekly schedule by identifying our quadrant 2 activities and prioritizing it through the week. Some of these activities include planning the week ahead, working out, meal preps, managing our finances, learning new things, and spending quality time with our partner. If we don't have a weekly schedule, it is now the time to do so. We also have to be aware of quadrant 1 activities because these are not always easy to plan for. Quadrant 3 activities can be dealt with proactively through time allocation within the day. While these are urgent things, the urgency is not really for us, but usually for someone else. If we just spend the time on really asking ourselves what is important for us, we can actually reduce the time we spend on anything else and start doing these important things. Just like the demonstration of the jar and the rocks earlier, we cannot just fit these important things after everything else. We have to first let go of the things that don't matter to create space for what really matters to us. So, what day of the week will you work on this weekly plan, and what kind of quadrant 2 activities are you going to prioritize? Comment down below your answers, and if you want to dive in deeper on the 7 habits of highly effective people, you can find a link in the description below. The purpose of this channel is to provide you ideas and actionable tips that will help you grow. After all, the essence of life itself is to grow and be better. This is Dare to Be Better, and thank you for watching. watching.